There we go. Good. Okay, back over to here. And there we go. Owen, could you maybe scoot over just a little bit? Because, yeah, we're cutting off part of your face. I know it's a smaller window, so you two need to kind of squeeze in a little bit. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, same thing as before. Maybe like 5-10 minutes of talking, although this is the shortest film we have in the entire festival, so it doesn't make sense to have a very long conversation about a film that's barely a minute long. So, hello, I'm Kurt. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. No, it's fine.
Okay. Hello, I'm Kurt Lidke, Executive Director of Klamath Film, and you just watched To My Father, a charming animated ode to a life lesson from a parent. With us are the brother system tandem behind the film, Owen Pyle and Signa Fischer. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So what is the animated style used to create this?
So the animated style specifically, we put it through a program that basically takes different tones of the skin. Or this is just an example. Again, I'm going to be using a similar example. But so it'll take the different tones that you have on your skin. So like it's more from your perspective, it's a bit whiter over here, a bit darker over here, and it'll take these two colors and it'll basically just, give you a two-tone color palette. Or you could have it like do three, or you could have it, duplicate different, like the palettes. Like it'll take both of these and it'll just keep duplicating it over. That's how it got kind of like the stencil, I would say, kind of style for the film. It would basically take these and it would kind of layer them over each other. But we kind of took that and we did a different thing with it. We mostly applied color burn in After Effects with it. So that gave a lot of the like the final impression. The first time we did it, it was kind of rough. Like it was hard to distinguish. It was hard to distinguish really, what the background was, what Signa was. So after tinkering with it for a bit, we were finally able to get it down. And color burn was the effect we settled on in After Effects. It was the one that kind of worked properly with it.
Yeah.
So it's a stylized, colorized effect over live film, which is essentially a computer graphics version of the old rotoscoping that like Disney made famous, where they would film live actors and then animate over the actual film cells.
Yes.
Terrific. So I have tremendous respect for animation, anyone who does animation work, because I've tried it and quickly abandoned it because I realize there's not enough time to be able to do this right. How long does this type of animation take to create?
It takes about 15 minutes for every 3 seconds of the film. It's kind of a in-depth process. We kind of broke it up to make it as fast as possible. Yeah. But in the process, we would have a lot of intakes. So like 15 minutes would actually be the minimum for it.
So how did you two learn this animated style? Was it just through trial and error, or did this come through a class?
It was mostly through trial and error, yeah.
Okay.
We were trying to find something to settle on. We tried different effects. Nothing settled with us, and so we finally settled on this. I guess it emulates like like you said, it emulates the rotoscoping animations that were quite popular with Disney movies and what they made popular. And so I think personally, just it's really nice if, how do I want to phrase this? I think that it's really impressive, honestly, that something like this can be made accessible to anybody. It's pretty simple to do, sort of.
If you want to learn, I'd recommend starting. YouTube's really helpful with a lot of things, but they have a lot of videos on starting to animate on YouTube. So if you want to start on this, YouTube would be a great option. So
there's a lot of resources out there that make it especially helpful for somebody who wants to create a film. And software like this, it takes something that would take hundreds of hours to do and kind of turns it into something that would take 2 hours for every 3 seconds into 15 minutes for 3 seconds, basically making it more realistic in terms of developing the film.
So When you two got into filmmaking, why did you want to start doing animation with with so many of your films, and how many of these have you made?
Um, we haven't made a lot, but I think it's a really fun thing to do. Um,
Mostly tinkering, honestly. That's kind of the honest answer for
yeah,
that. We were tinkering around with different effects, and we found that this kind of spoke to us. It was something that we both liked.
we liked the animation look of it more, so we decided to animate it.
Okay. The narrator in this film, Kata, I'm assuming a friend of yours or someone that you go to school with.
Yeah. So we actually used Fiverr for getting, for the voice actor for the previous film and then the voice actor for this one. We used Fiverr for that, mostly because we were unable to find really anybody in our area that was either willing to do it or, that we could find to do what we wanted specifically and what we were looking for. So we used Fiverr in order to, get that specifically. And I think that turned out with a great product in the end.
Because I wasn't sure, because Signa, I know you've done some acting. I wasn't sure if at first maybe that was you trying out a British accent or
No,
if
it
it was
wasn't.
recruiting someone. Or...
We actually had trouble with audio at first. I mean, I tried to do it, but it just didn't turn out great. We didn't have a lot of we don't have this professional setup, so the audio just wasn't great. So we hired someone for it.
It's kind of like how do I put this? The term audio balancing. I think we kind of just took the term and loosely applied it to what we were doing.
This film is the shortest film in our festival this year, but it has a very heartfelt approach in its message.
Yeah.
Is this perhaps in a series of videos? The narrator states that these videos are made every year as a thank you, or is that just part of the story arc?
Okay, so this film was made for my dad. And I do make things for him a lot, like short videos wishing him a happy Father's Day. And I thought that usually they're not films, but animated films. But yeah, we make a lot of things for him for Father's Day, and I thought this would be a really good way to animate it.
Have you had a chance to show this to anybody outside of your parents?
No, I don't believe so.
So this will technically be a world premiere then at our festival.
Yeah, this is the first time we're showcasing it.
Fantastic.
Sorry, our cat just went crazy.
Great timing for that, because I was going to mention if there was any sort of bloopers or memorable moments from making this film. Perhaps that right there was the most memorable moment.
Yeah, sometimes when we were filming, because we did this all from scratch, this video was actually, the filming was at Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
And
not Lake of the Woods, Critter Lake. I'm sorry, I got the mixed up.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the colorized style, it's hard to tell, but that looks like Wizard Island in the background.
It is.
So, yeah, fantastic. So yet another film made in Klamath County then. What do you hope that people get out of watching To My Father?
So I believe that, showing that software like this is available and you can make a product with this with, just me and her. We're not some big company. We don't have a budget or anything. We kind of did this for fun. And so I think that it's really amazing that this, program can take something that would take hundreds of hours to do normally and can make it more reasonable, make it more approachable, and make it, again, just easier for people to use. And I think it would be great in terms of filmmaking for, other people.
Signa, anything you want to add to that?
No, I agree. This film for me was mostly just for my dad, but with the animating aspects, I completely agree with Owen.
Well, thank you, Signa, and thank you, Owen, for your film and for joining us today. To My Father will be screened on Sunday, September 19th at 10:30 a.m. in our K-12 Student Shorts category and available all week on demand. Thank you so much for the film.
Thank you.